What are shells, subshells, and orbitals? Before starting the lecture, click on the subscribe button and get access to our 100 of conceptual lectures for free. According to Bohr's atomic model, there are fixed paths around the nucleus where electrons revolve. He called these paths as shells or energy levels. Shells or energy levels are represented by small n. For example, this is first shell or energy level, so we write n is equal to 1. This is second shell or energy level, so we write n is equal to 2. This is the third shell, so we write n is equal to 3. This is the fourth shell, so we write n is equal to 4. Also remember that first shell is known as a K shell, second shell is known as a L shell, third shell is known as a M shell, and fourth shell is known as a N shell. To sum up this whole concept, we can write as when n is equal to 1, it is first shell or K shell. When n is equal to 2, it is second shell or L shell. When n is equal to 3, it is third shell or M shell. When n is equal to 4, it is fourth shell or N shell. Now pause the video and write it down. Secondly, every shell is divided into subshells or sub-energy levels. Subshells are denoted by SPD and F. So K, L, M and N are main shells, while SPDF are subshells within main shells. The first or K shell has only one subshell, S. The second or L shell has two subshells, S and P. The third or M shell has three subshells, SP and D, while the fourth or N shell has four subshells, SPDF. The most easy trick to remember the subshells is first shell has only one subshell, second shell has two subshells, third shell has three subshells, and fourth shell has four subshells. Secondly, when you go from the first shell to the fourth shell, add one subshell successively, like S, then SP, then SPD, and then SPDF. Now I write n is equal to 1. And we know that it is K shell, and K shell has only one subshell, I mean S. Here I write 1 with this S, because this S subshell belongs to first or K shell. Secondly, n is equal to 2. We know that it is L shell, and there are two subshells N8, S and P. I write 2 with this S and with this P, because this S and P belong to second shell. Thirdly, I write n is equal to 3. It is M shell, and we know that there are three subshells N8, S, P and D. I write 3 with S, P and D because they belong to third shell. Fourthly, I write n is equal to 4. It is N shell, and we know that it has 4 subshells, S, P, D and F. I write 4 with S, P, D and F because they all belong to fourth shell. So if I write 3S and 4S here, can you guess the difference between them? Well, 3 means third shell and S means subshell. So 3S means S is the subshell of the third main shell or M shell. Similarly, 4S means S is the subshell of fourth shell or N shell. Finally, let me teach you that what are orbitals. Well, the regions of subshells where probability of finding electrons is maximum are called orbitals. You can say that these are the three-dimensional paths where chances of finding electrons are maximum. For example, S subshell has 1 orbital, P subshell has 3 orbitals, and D subshell has 5 orbitals. To summarize my lecture, we learned that there are different shells around the nucleus, like when N is equal to 1, it is K shell, and it has one subshell 1s. When N is equal to 2, it is L shell and it has two subshells 2s and 2p. When N is equal to 3, it is M shell and it has three subshells 3s, 3p and 3d. When N is equal to 4, it is N shell and it has four subshells 4s, 4p, 4d and 4f. This was all about shells, subshells and orbitals.